Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you another recovery testimonial of my online clients. Tarun is my online client who lives in USA, and he was suffering from multiple level of lumbar spine disc bulges in L3, L4, L4, L5, and L5S1. Tarun also had annular tear in his lumbar spine, and in this video he's going to share with you his recovery, why he ended up contacted me a couple of months ago, and how's he doing right now. And at the same time he shares with you what really helped him in regards to his injury. If you're suffering from annular tear, this video can be hugely helpful in regards to your recovery. Make sure to watch the video until the end. At the end of this video, he shares with you his top tips that can be hugely beneficial for your recovery.
I suppose, if we start right away, Tarun, you've been working with me for a while. In this kind of like video, we want to share with people, how did you end up contacting me initially? What was your injury? Maybe you can explain it a little bit that way, and then we're gonna share with people like where you are right now, and we move on with that. Would that be okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sure. Myself, Tarun, I'm based here in Dallas, Texas, and I'm an IT individual. I work for the IT sector, and I reached out to Bob last year around late August in 2024. I suffered through a back pain injury at my L5S1. It was injury which was caused due to the lifting. I was trying to do some deadlifts, and then I it was an improper form, or maybe I was a little tired and it was a heavy weight. So I did experience the back pain, and then it was like sort of not going away. So I
Got you.
went to my chiropractor and he did some adjustments, and then that did give me some temporary relief. But then I
Hmm.
would see that the pain would come back like after a week, and so then after that, I started watching some other YouTube videos related to back pain and everything. And then I did stumbled upon the Bob's YouTube channel because he has like plenty of YouTube videos with many testimonials as well. So I went through a
Yeah.
couple of them, and I thought of like having an online consult with Bob. And then I finally scheduled my consult with Bob. And then Bob did said that he would like to go over my MRI or X-ray before the consult. So I did
Got
send
you.
him all the images and everything. So
Just
on my
if we
yeah.
go back, Taron, who suggested you to get the MRI? Like, let's say from people that you met before you saw me.
I think that was my own decision, Bob,
Uh-huh.
because as the pain was recurring, it was
Mm-hmm.
coming back. So I thought like this is something I need to get deeper examined, and so I took my own self decision to get go through the MRI process because
Got you.
that's the best level of imaging scan which you can go through, especially for the back pain and the disc pain and everything.
Of course.
So I did go through that, and it was revealed in the MRI scan that I was having L5S1 injury over there. Not a major injury, but
Yeah.
the scope was determined after having a consult with Bob.
Got
And
you.
uh, and then I also went to my primary doctor.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me to a specialist, and then they said they can't do much on this. They do not try to operate on this, but they were suggesting me for to get like a steroid injection
Uh-huh.
um, for the pain relief. But
Got you.
again, this is something which I did not want to go immediately, as spine is something you want to be more careful with. So I decided to go with more traditional route, which is taking care with the physiotherapy, and then
Got you.
I thought of enrolling with Bob because here in US we have limited sessions with physiotherapists with
Yes.
our insurance plan and everything. So this was the reason how I reached out to Bob. I had my
Got you.
online consult, and then we went through our X-ray, MRI, and everything. And then
For sure.
yeah. Yeah,
Do you
that's
do you
how it
mind,
happened.
Tarun, if I remember when you sent me your MRI scan, you sent me a kind of radiologist, review, which was a video. Do you mind if I share
Right.
that video in this video with people? Because in
Yes,
that video,
sure.
like you have multiple level of bulges and annular tear. Annular tear
Right.
is kind of like a very common things that happen with people with as we age, you know what I mean? But some people get disc bulges with no annual tear, but annual tear or annular fissure, it's one of the very common injury that can happen to the disc, which is a little bit different in regards to just the bulge. But if you don't mind, I'm going to share that, I suppose, explanation from radiologist that you went initially, which was really good.
I'm going to walk you through the findings of my report, and as I do that, I'm going to scroll through the images so that you can get a visual with what I'm describing. So the finding on the exam that I believe is most likely contributing to your symptoms is the presence of what's called an annular fissure. So this fissure is at the edge of one of your intervertebral discs. You may have heard of a person having a bulging disc in their back before. These are the discs that that refers to. So annular describes the location of the fissure. It just means the edge of the disc. The edge of the disc is called the annulus. So a fissure here is an annular fissure. And it's represented by this little sliver of white at the edge of the disc. You'll notice that the other discs, they are black at their edges, but this one has a sliver of white. So an annular fissure is like a small cut. These occur as a result of either trauma to your lower back or repetitive physical stress. And when they form, they tend to produce central back pain. The remaining findings on the exam are more minor and are less likely to produce symptoms, but I will go through them one by one with you. So the first is that you have what's called retrolisthesis of the L5 vertebra over the S1 sacral segment. So retrolisthesis is when a vertebra shifts backward relative to the segment that's below it. So if you take a look, you'll see that the posterior margin of these vertebrae, they form a nice smooth curve. But when we get to this level, there's a very small step off. This indicates that this vertebra has shifted back compared to the one below it. This can contribute to narrowing of the central spinal canal or narrowing of the neural foramen when it's more pronounced. But in your case, it's borderline grade 1, which means the most subtle form of the lowest grade of retrolisthesis. Next, I noticed that there is mild desiccation of your L4, L5 intervertebral disc and your L5, S1 intervertebral disc. So desiccation means that the disc is drying out. These discs, they basically function like cushions in between the bony sections of your spine. And the way that they're able to act like a cushion is because the substance that's inside of them is like a firm gel. You may be aware that gel has a high water content in it, and so over the course of our lives, it's possible for this gel to slowly start to lose moisture, slowly start to lose some of the water within it. When that happens, it becomes darker on MRI. You can tell that these two discs are slightly darker than the others, and they also can become thinner. Becoming thinner is a more advanced finding of degenerative disc disease. So although this is degeneration of these discs, degeneration is, first of all, something that can be minimal, which is what it is in your case. Minimal, mild, moderate, severe, okay? And yours is minimal. And also, the progression of this, it also happens to all of us, given enough time. That's point number 2. And point number 3 is that it happens over a very long time course. We're talking decades. In the absence of serious trauma to the disc that can speed up degeneration of a disc, it typically takes a very long time for discs to degenerate. So I don't want you to hear the word degeneration and think, wow, that's really scary. It's something, again, that happens to us all, given enough time as we age. It happens over a long time course, and yours is minimal at this time. I also noticed that you have mild, very mild, bulges of your intervertebral discs. Bulging of the intervertebral discs is common, even among young people. What makes bulging of the discs clinically relevant is if it causes any significant narrowing of the spinal canal or significant narrowing of the neural foramen, which are the holes through which branches of the spinal cord exit to go out to the structures of your body. So scrolling through your narrowing, first of all, there's no narrowing of the central spinal canal. It's wide open, which is what we want to see. And there's only mild narrowing of the neural foramen. Mild narrowing most often doesn't produce symptoms. So vast majority of people with mild narrowing of the foramen don't experience any symptoms related to it. There is a small fraction of people that can experience nerve-related symptoms if they have narrowing. Those symptoms might include an electric shock type sensation, numbness, weakness, tingling, burning, or cramping. And the nerves that exit from this level of your spine go out into your buttocks, hips, legs, and feet. So if you're experiencing any of those nerve-related symptoms in the buttocks, hips, legs, or feet, it could be related to these degenerative changes, but these disc bulges and so forth. But again, because the narrowing is mild, that most often is not the case. So if you're not experiencing those symptoms, it's not something to be terribly concerned about. If you are experiencing those symptoms, you can talk about it further with a sports medicine doctor. Just to give you sort of a frame of reference, a very famous study in radiology was performed on tennis players between 20 and 40 years of age. And none of them had any symptoms. They were all healthy people, just active people playing sports. And roughly 40% of them had mild bulging discs, just like this, and none of them had symptoms. So mild disc bulging, again, is commonly seen in people who are young and physically active. And it's not something that should really give you much pause unless you're experiencing the nerve-related symptoms that I mentioned.
In regards to symptoms, for example, when this pain start to like happen in the injury, what was your symptoms initially?
So it will be like you will experience like a irritating pain down your lower back, especially when you're trying to sit for long hours or if you're trying to drive for a long time. This is something you will experience it. It will be like a kind of irritation in your lower back, like a burning
Mm-hmm.
irritation,
Got
and
you.
it will prevent you from lifting anything heavy as well. If you try to bend down and lift something heavy, it will cause you pain. And then for sitting as well, or for doing any activity for long hours, also it will cause you pain. So this
Got
is
you.
something are the symptoms which you'll experience if you're going through this
Of
injury.
course.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
the lower back pain.
And in regards to intensity, what was the intensity initially, Tarun? Like how sore it was, let's say in your own perspective.
I would say it was close to like
Mm-hmm.
4 or 4.5 on a scale of 10 for
Got you.
me. Because I was still able to have movements, I was still able to stand, I was still able to walk, or I was still able to bend. It was like that. It was not pain-free, I would say. I
Of
was
course.
having movements, but they were like restricted because of pain. And then,
Got
of
you.
course, I had to take a break from my gym activities, which because I'm an avid gym goer,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to train a lot, intense, heavy, every day, like at least 5 days a week. And
Got
then
you.
I had to take a break from all those activities involving heavy lifting and everything because
The pain.
this involves recovery. Yeah, yeah.
Of
The pain
course.
requires rest, and you have to recover with a program.
Of
Then only you
course.
can resume.
And when you were kind of like going to getting consultant from your chiropractor, did he give you any feedback what you should do, what you shouldn't do? Like, did they give you any tips in that sense?
So he just said that you have to give it some time and then just
Uh-huh.
take a break from the gym. That was his main, and then come for adjustments, come for like a weekly adjustments or try to have it like twice a week or something.
Got
But
you.
then I was seeing that I did my own research online as well, and it did show that chiropractor adjustments are good for the initial level to get like a temporary relief. But then again,
Mm-hmm.
you need to strengthen the muscles or you need to go through a specific rehab program
I got you.
to make yourself pain-free or recover from the injury. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point you mentioned. Because generally speaking, I think if you look at in acute phase of injury, in a very early stage of injury, you could probably use chiropractor as a good tool to minimize your symptoms or your pain in a very acute phase. Because
Right.
depends on the person to person. Sometimes people has different type of pain and different intensity of the symptoms. You know what I mean? And I suppose, not only chiropractor, I suppose acupuncture, chiropractor, or like typical, physical therapy treatment that they do for the back, which can be some sort of manual therapy or soft tissue work in some of the muscle. It can be sometimes helpful in an acute phase. Um, at the same time, there's a lot of study and research and support that you should not get any manual therapy or research, or massage in a very acute phase, which is quite a controversial because a lot of people think that they should immediately get help. But what the study shows is that if you just rest, in a very acute phase, like a first week of your injury, and just minimize activity that bothers you and stay active, like literally moderate activity, and avoid things that bother your pain can actually subside over time anyway. But the reality of the nature of human is that we want to get help immediately and get it right. And sometimes the pain is quite high. You want it to get it sorted as quick as possible. But I would be agree with you that like you cannot just rely on adjustment or massage or acupuncture in a long run to improve your symptoms, because the reality with back pain is that back pain can happen for anybody in their life. It is a very common thing, and everybody has back pain in some stage in their life. And if you just rely on getting manual therapy, any type of manual therapy, consideration of chiropractor adjustment and massages, acupuncture or osteopath adjustment, all of these are good for acute phase to improve your pain and managing pain. But in the long run, you have to have an active rehab approach to your recovery. What is active rehab approach is we're going to discuss about it today, which means what we did together, which means you didn't got any treatment from that perspective. You start to have a routine of daily activity that get you move, get you active a little bit more than what you were doing, and gradually build you up to where you are right now, if that makes sense.
Right,
Now, okay,
absolutely.
then if I look at it like from the initial consultation, how did you find the initial consultation? Because a lot of people ask about, okay, Bob, I have this injury. What should I do? In my YouTube channel, they're asking me questions. I just wanted you to explain for people how much details we cover in the initial consultation, because some people might think that I don't want to give them an answer or give them I suppose, tips to follow, but it can be very difficult to just by knowing somebody injury, like let's say somebody write down, I have L4, L4, L5, this bulges, Bob, is this routine is good for me or not? Maybe you share with them, how did you find the initial consultation, Tarun?
Yeah, so I think your initial consultation was very well managed, Bob, because like you went through, as I said, you asked for these scans and imaging and everything beforehand. And then I think as you went through it, you explained that I mean your diagnosis was pretty on spot. You said that this is not like something very concerning right now at this stage, and you should not be thinking of getting any kind of pain relief medication, including the steroid injection or something. Because you said, and I think we also had uh, in the first session, I guess, we also had our physical examination through virtual session. So I still remember like this was your initial feedback that you have good movements, you are able to bend, or you are able to
Exactly.
move, and you are able to lift at least like the minimalistic weights. So which is good. So coming back to your online consultation, I think it was well managed. The scans and imaging reports were explained, and then we went through it, and you said that I can develop a plan for you based on your situation. And I think we discussed like how a workout plan and what are the essential supplements I would need to take, and
Yeah,
what will be my workout routine, in this
gonna
phase,
be
as
exactly.
typically. And then I think we moved on from there. Wow. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it was
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah.
Thank you. I just like I suppose one of the things that I'd like to share here, we go through a series of questions before even we conduct consultation, I'll send you a questionnaire to answer, which is like around 20 questions that just get your history about your injury, your history of injuries that you had before this injury, if you're taking any medication, what does your daily routine and activity look like, what is your hobbies, and
Right.
all of these questions gathered together to me knows you as a person better, you know what I mean? And in that
Yes.
sense, I have a better picture of, okay, what would be the best approach of designing your basically rehabilitation, if that makes sense. In
Correct.
that
Correct.
sense, I think a lot of information has to be kind of like a transfer between me and my patient, like yourself, in the initial consultation. And that information can gather through every session that we have as well, because it is not just like, we talk about certain things now and you can tell me everything about yourself. It's a continuous, you know what I mean? I suppose, review of your symptoms, etc. Okay, then after the initial consultation, you start your rehab plan, Tarun. Maybe just start with like, how did you find the rehab plan, and like, how was it to get started? Like, I suppose, because you were quite active anyway, right? Maybe
Right.
share with them like how was the rehab plan? How did you find the rehab plan?
So rehab plan was very well organized and made again. It was like with a mix of exercises. It was done for 3 days, and then again there was like a set of warm-up exercises which you gave me that I have to do every day, like morning and evening.
Yeah,
And then it was very much tailored with the back pain. So, I mean, the warm-up exercises were also like manageable, that you're able to do them with minimal pain. And then I think one of the things which you mentioned to me was like listen to your body, see how many things you're able to do. You don't have to do all of them. Just see like if your
exactly.
body's giving you any signal, then just stop, let me know. We can follow up on that. And then I think you have a very good system of WhatsApp communication as well.
Yeah,
So I think once you gave me all the exercises, you said like if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, you can always reach out to me on WhatsApp. And apart from
yeah,
that, I think your exercises are also having like individual links to the videos on YouTube where you have given a kind of small tutorial on how to perform
do
that
them.
exercise.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that helped me a lot to pick them up, and then I think like I was also making videos, and as you review them on WhatsApp,
Yes,
because like I record the videos, sent to them as you ask, and then you check all the form and if the posture is correct and if I'm doing it
exactly.
correctly or not. So the feedback is very important, I think, and the initial phase is very crucial because that's, as you said, that's the acute phase.
Yeah,
You have the most pain in that phase, and then sometimes sometimes you think it's going to last forever, or is it going to subside down with time? You have so many doubts
exactly.
in yourself, right? So,
Of
but you have to
course.
trust the process, and then I think you have to go with it. And then
Yes,
uh, I think the program is very well made, but as I said, you have to listen to your body.
as
What
well.
was applicable to me may not be applicable to other clients because it all depends
Absolutely.
on their injury, their level of pain, and everything. So, but
100%.
yeah, I mean, for me, the program was doable. I was able to do all the warm-up exercises, and then I will go to my main set of exercises, which was like three times a
Through the
week,
week. Absolutely.
and then we progress on from there every 2 weeks. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Tarun. I think you explained it quite well. Like, the very important thing is that people have issue with it, with back injury, if they suffer from, let's say, disc bulges or annular tear. Like, one of the biggest question is that what is the best exercise for rehab plan for annular tear, for example. Yeah. Like, let's say, what should I do if I have annular tear or if I have a disc bulge? The issue is that you can't really just generalize, as you mentioned, everybody get the same routine and exercises. Some people are able to do certain movement, depends on to
Mhm.
their the injury, and some people can't do those exercises. Depends on what is the injury, how they bother them. You know what I mean? And where they get the bulge, how big is the bulge, or much more. Now, depends on that individuality. As you mentioned, when we start the plan, we modify the plan quite a lot, which means when you send me those exercises and record it, I can see what you can do, what you're able to do, and how to modify them and adjust them, which means you basically get a customized rehab plan, not just following a random routine. Does that make sense? Which
Right,
means
right,
that customized routine usually help you, first of all, be able to do it because you can do them. Second, it does not bother your pain hugely, that you
hmm
become kind of like have a negative feedback of, oh, okay, if I do them, Bob, I feel sore. And the third thing is that it helps you to actually minimize your symptoms over time.
right,
And
right,
you start to trust your body again and start to say, okay, you know what? I feel actually good by doing this exercise, and you stick to them. You know what I mean? Which means
right,
consistency,
right.
if that makes sense. Now,
Yes.
and Tarun, like we've worked for quite a long time with each other now. Like from the initial plan until now, maybe just give people a feedback. How did we progress it? I suppose, like where you at right now, and how you feeling? I suppose in regards to your symptoms, the intensity of routine, like maybe share that part would be great.
Yeah, sure. So I think it's been close to 6 months now. Not 6 months. I will say 4 months, four to
Almost,
five
yeah.
months now.
Yeah.
And I'm completely pain free right now. I do not have any pain. I can say that, and I'm able to perform all my routine activities very easily. I
Amazing.
can lift heavy as well. So that's my current stage and how I progress. So initially, the plan was designed that I do only body weight exercises, and in the body weight exercises, also there will be like basic exercises, like which requires the stimulation kind of thing to your lower back,
Yes.
and that will be again, as I said, that will be again given to you only after your first session, because in the first session, Bob will do a very thorough examination of your like a physical assessment. Based on that, only your program will be made, and that's how it was done for me. And
Yeah.
the set of exercises were doable. They were all body weight exercises, and I felt that my pain was there for first 2 weeks, but it slowly started getting improved. It slowly started getting improved. So you will start seeing the results very slowly. It's not a very rapid
Correct.
improvement. So do not
Correct.
think that once you get the plan that
Yeah.
next week itself it will start going
It's gonna
away.
make
It's
a
not going to
magic.
work like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to work very slowly, especially with lower back. I know like other areas of your body, like for example, if you get an injury in shoulder or in your leg or hand, you may see like significant
Quicker
improvement
recovery. You're right.
through
That's
through
correct.
yeah through heat or cold. If you apply any heat treatments or cold treatments like ice packs, you can recover really fast. But with back, you have to be very, very patient, and it's a completely different anatomy, and then you have to give it time, and you have to give it
100%.
rest. And then I think like for first 2 weeks, you have to just trust the plan. You have to do all the exercises, and then after first 2 weeks, you will slowly start seeing that the pain
Changes.
will start subsiding down. It will slowly start
Absolutely.
getting down. And then you have to be also very meticulous about your supplements. That what supplements you're taking. Like
Yes.
magnesium is a very important one, which Bob
Yeah.
told me to take. It will play a very important role. Sleep is a very important thing, which you
Yes.
have to give importance to. Rest is important thing, and then stress. You have to be also managing your stress because if you're in an extremely stressful situation every day, all the time, your body will not respond very well.
100%. Yeah,
So
we're
these are
gonna
some of the
discuss
things.
about this as well,
Yeah.
Tarun. Thanks for talking about it because I suppose the next topic that I wanted to talk about briefly was the food and the diet, because you get a diet plan when you start to working with me, and that diet has certain supplements that you add on to your routine. I suppose. Thank you for mentioning that the rehab plan takes time. It is not a quick fix. I do not promise anybody any miracles or overnight achievements. From the first day, we discuss and we talk about everything is a slow gain, which means you may get quick response to the exercise, but that does not mean that the job is done. You still have to progress the plan gradually and build up that trust and confidence besides just improving your symptoms. Because The biggest mistake that I see a lot of people they do with back pain is that they just only focusing on their symptoms and they want to improve their symptoms. Symptoms gonna eventually improve by time, but if you do not build that trust and ability to do things that you used to do, yeah, like lifting, playing, moving, like twisting, and literally challenging your back, bending, you know what I mean, is always back of their mind is a negative thing about it, that they have fear with it, right? And if you don't regain those trust again, having no pain, it doesn't have any value in regards to your life and your day-to-day activity, because you always have a fear in back of the mind that I'm pain-free, but if I do this, I'm going to get sore, which is quite a concern for somebody who wants to stay active. Because if you don't not stay active, that's not going to be a healthy lifestyle anyway, which means
Right.
the most
Absolutely.
important focus that you have to put your mind into it is your health. And
Mm-hmm.
the factor that you mentioned about, I suppose, that can impact your pain, that is so important, like your sleep, like your stress level, like your recovery. And we highlight other things in the routine, like, for example, how much do you walk daily? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How
Mm-hmm.
much do you sit daily? You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
how
Mm-hmm.
you manage your stress, even. Like, what are the hobbies that you have? Can you get back doing those things? Meeting your friends and family, spending some times with your, I suppose, people that you love. You know what I mean? It's a very important things in regards to the pain, because when you don't have that circle, that can impact the pain as well. Thanks for talking about those, Tarun. Let's briefly talk about diet. How did you find the diet plan? Like from the time that you started, and then we can go through tips that I suppose you like to share with people.
Sure. I mean, I got a really good diet plan from Bob, and it was like a high protein diet plan. And he did mention good protein sources, and then there was limited portion for carbs, and then good fats as well. So that was my diet plan, and it was easy to follow, easy to manage as well. And I did stick to that. And then in the same diet plan, Bob also mentioned about the supplements, the essential supplements which I have to
Yeah.
take, which like vitamin C, vitamin D, and there are like many other vitamins and things like
Yes.
which you will see once you get the plan. And I think it's a well-nourishing plan, and it's basically focus on your health. So that was a good plan. And then I think also you will get a workout plan in a similar way as well. Workout plan will be also customized as per your needs. So you'll get both the things initially after the
Yeah.
consultation. And I think that did it did really help me. And then I think some of the habits which, as Bob mentioned, like how much you're sitting, how much you're walking,
Walking.
and does it require any physical lifting at your workplace? So you have to take care of all those things as well initially, especially
Yeah.
after the injury, because you don't want to lift anything heavy at your workplace, or if your job requires that, then you have to make sure that you're doing it in a proper way, or at
Absolutely.
least with the proper guidance, because you don't want to put more pressure on your lower back,
Yeah.
specifically with those kind of things. Yeah.
I suppose, let if I just add on something on top of that, is that we're going to challenge your back anyway, which means in your
Hmm.
program you will be doing squats and deadlifts and things that many people have fear by doing it. But what stage you're doing that is different from every person, which means your progress can be maybe after 12 weeks you'll be able to join the gym and start to do the heavier lift like deadlift or a squat. But for somebody it might take 6 months or 8 months to get to that
Hmm.
level. But at the end of
Hmm.
the day, we want them to get to that level and build up that
Yes.
trust again. That's perfect. Taryn, I suppose last thing that I would like to ask now from all of my patients that I talk with them online is, if you were going to share with people a couple of important tips, as many as you like, that you think it helped you the most in regards to your recovery, what would that be? If you keep them short and quick, that would be amazing. I mean, you can go as long as you want, no problem. I just feel like this video has got so long, but that's okay. But what would be your top tips, Aaron?
Yeah, so my first top tip will be like trust your body. Your body has the potential to do a lot of magic. It has a
Absolutely,
lot of healing qualities built inside.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
first thing I would say is do not be impulsive. Do not take any like radical decision. I mean, just trust yourself. Give some time to your body. Go to a good physiotherapist. In my case, it was Bob, and thankfully, Bob told me the same thing. And then, and I mean, if you go to any specialist, any doctor, it all depends on your injury. If it's a life-threatening injury or something, I'm not a specialist or doctor. Then you have to decide based on your judgment. But again, if get the proper consultation first, go to a
Yes.
doctor, get review. But I will say if it's not a life-threatening injury, then do not just be on an impulsive decision to just get operated. Just give your
Yeah.
body some time, at least
Good
like
stuff.
3 to 4 months of time, and then
100%.
as I said, this is a very slow recovering process. Back pain is a very slow recovering process, but your body will heal. I mean, it will for sure heal if you give
Absolutely.
your body the proper nutrition, proper rest, proper time, and then if you have a good plan, if you have a good rehab,
Absolutely.
injury-proof plan, then yes, you will recover. And then I will say, like gradually progress your workouts. Uh, for example, in my case, I was sticking to just body weight workouts. But
Exactly.
I told Bob that I'm feeling better. Then Bob moved me to the next stage. He advanced me to the next stage where I
Yes.
started going to the gym and I was doing the gym weights with light weights. I was, for example, lat pull down, or I'm doing rowing, but I'm doing with
Yes.
light weights, like 10
Absolutely.
pounds, 20 pounds. And then he will reassess. He will reassess. He will recalibrate after
Yes.
2 weeks, and he will start increasing you. He will do like a progressive overload for you, and eventually your body will respond. Your body is going to respond. You will recover. You will get stronger, and you will see that in some time the pain will not be there at all. You will feel that
Absolutely.
you are the same person which you were there before the injury.
Exactly.
So for me, it worked out. And again, as I said, this is applicable to me. It all depends on the level of injury you're having. It all
Yes.
depends the level of situation you're in. And the second thing I would say is sleep. Sleep is very, very important. So do not compromise on sleep. For example, I was having 5 or 6 hours of sleep, and sometimes
Yes.
used to sleep late in the night. Don't do that. Try to get like 7 hours to 8 hours of sleep every single day. Take your supplements on time. Magnesium will help you to get a very sound sleep, and it will
Good
also
stuff.
help you to improve your, I think your immunity, your stress levels. It helps in a
Recovery.
lot of things. Yeah,
Absolutely.
recovery as well. Yeah, like vitamin C, vitamin D, multivitamins. I was taking all this stuff religiously every single day, and they were
Amazing.
helping me out. Believe me, they were helping me out, and after that, I would say is give the plan the whole attention. Ask Bob all the questions. Never doubt yourself. If you're not able to understand anything,
Yes.
please ask questions, and then listen to your body. Please listen to your body. If your body is giving you some signals, do not be scared. I mean, just stop that thing. Just take a
Yes.
step back. Just relax, and then eventually it will go away. And then,
Absolutely.
I think, lastly, I would say is, yeah, just trust yourself, rest, sleep, recover, follow the plan. Good nutrition. Yes, good nutrition also plays a very important role. You have to watch what you eat.
Yes.
So make sure that you're eating the right foods and giving your body all the nutrients. And then I think your body
Amazing.
will do the magic. Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Tarun. Yeah, that's great, man. I'm really happy with what you mentioned there because I think all of those are relevant things that help you and will help people like yourself to basically get back doing what they love. The last thing that I'd love to ask you, if you were going to start this plan again, all right, would you were going to start this and recommend this plan to somebody who had a similar injury?
Yeah, of course, of course. I would definitely recommend this plan to someone who is going through a back pain or similar injury because Bob is a great instructor and his plan is very well customed and tailored to the individual. And I would say
Okay.
that this is a slow and steady process, so you have to give it time. Do not expect any magic pill or do not expect any kind
Yeah.
of overnight results
Yeah.
because this is not
That's not gonna
how
happen.
your back works. Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
gonna happen. And
Yeah.
then you will just end up getting demotivated, which you do not want to happen.
Of course, of
And
course.
then take time and then work on yourself, and then eventually you will get better. You will get your strength back,
100%.
your pain will completely get away, and then you will be able to do all your normal activities, and even lifting heavy also is
Stuff.
something you will
Yeah.
get back into right away after some
Brilliant.
time. Yeah.
Brilliant. Tarun, thanks again for your time, man. I'm really happy with your results. We will hopefully share more results in the future with people where you at. Is there anything else that you'd like to add on? Tarun?
So I think apart from this, I've seen many other videos from Bob's channel as well. So I would say to any new people who are going through the same thing, I mean there are many testimonials from Bob who went through this, like I went through this. So
Yes,
there is always a hope. I mean you always have a
100%.
natural way of healing.
Yes,
So please don't
watch
be
them.
impulsive to get yourself cut on the table,
Yes,
you know.
I
I
know
mean,
what I mean.
always,
100%.
always give yourself some time, and then you will
100%.
heal. You will heal
You're
yourself.
definitely
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, thank you for mentioning that because I believe this is my conversation with all of my patients that when they start working with me online, I tell them, listen, I can't really give you any promise that this is gonna fix your back, but if you never try, you never know. And in reality, your body is gonna do the job at the end of the day. You're just getting a plan and rehab structure that gonna give you structure, daily routine. And I suppose I'm so I suppose happy that you highlight this because I always suggest them that give yourself 4 to 6 months, see how your body respond. If it didn't work, then you have other options that are more invasive, like injection, nerve
hmm
block, or surgery.
hmm
Taron, thanks again
hmm
for your time, man. Have a great day. I'm really happy where you're at. Keep up the good work and all the best.
I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you have any question regarding your injury, you can always leave me comments. If you need further assistance, you can always book an online consultation with the link below, and we can sit down and go through your case and review your MRI scan and your symptoms and create a customized plan for your recovery. You can organize your consultation with the link below or contact me through my website. If you find this video helpful, make sure to follow me for my weekly update, like and share this video with your friend and family, and until next week, all the best.